So tonight's meditation is similar to last week. I thought I would try and do it from a slightly different angle and see what happens. So establishing the posture of the body and the mind, making sure I'm here, that I'm willing to be here. Releasing tensions in the body, but allowing the posture to be upright. Releasing tensions in the mind, but allowing attention to be there. Attention with at least amount of tension possible. Directing the tension. Directing the attention or the tension towards the breath. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. In, out. Observing the breath, observing it from its very beginning through its very end and through all the phases in between. An in-breath arises, it grows, then it starts to fade, losing strength, then it disappears and becoming an out-breath. The out-breath then begins, grows, deepens, dissipates, becoming an in-breath. An in-breath comes from causes and conditions. I am breathing in because I am alive, because I have lungs, because there's air outside, and because an out-breath has just ended, etc., etc. An out-breath comes from causes and conditions also. Because I am alive, because the in-breath has reached its maximum, because my lungs are full, etc. So I observe the breath through all its stages, and I see that the breath shows me impermanence. It shows me interdependence. It shows me no birth, no death. So I observe the breath, just noting that the breath has impermanence, interdependence. It has no birth, it has no death. Now I shift my attention from the observation of the breath to the observation of the actual observation. So I am aware of the breath, and I'm also aware of my focus on the breath. So it is like I'm shedding light on the breath. I have a light and I'm lighting up the breath. And I can be at different distances from the breath. At times, I might be very close to the breath, touching it very closely. At other times, I might be moving further away. At times, almost to a point of no longer touching the breath, or very vaguely touching the breath. So my focus can have many different shades to it. I just observe the lightness, the intensity, or the distance of the observation, while at the same time, I'm observing the breath. As I come closer to the breath with my attention, I can start to feel that the breath and I are one. This is dhyana, meditation, or Zen. Subject and object lose their separation. So I allow that to happen by observing my own observation and my zooming in and possibly zooming out, all likelihood I will, until there are moments where the distance disappears. Subject and object have become one. I now look at the breath and I ask if the breath and me are one. It's a feeling I can have. And then I ask about it. I inquire further into it. So still aware of the breath. And I look and I see that the breath can only happen if I am here. If I am alive and I am breathing. And I can only be alive if I'm breathing. So in some ways, the breath and I are one. We're totally interdependent. We cannot exist without the other. And at the same time, I allow myself to see that the breath is also not me. And I'm not just the breath. I have other aspects that are part of me, not just the breath. I cannot be defined just by the breath. The breath, while it is dependent on me, it quote unquote belongs to me, cannot be defined just by me. So as I observe the breath, I embrace that the breath and I are both one, both the same, and also different. So let's go through the same process with thoughts. Pick a thought that is a pattern within you that you experience on a regular basis rather than a thought that just came in right this second. It can be something like, I'm afraid of, or I'm always feeling uncomfortable with, or I would like to escape this kind of, or I'm always running towards, or I love. Something that is a habitual thought pattern, perhaps even dominating in your life. As I look at the thought or the pattern, I can see that it arises, it grows, it deepens, and then it weakens, and it gets displaced by other thoughts. Even now, as I observe a thought that I produced specifically, it still goes through a pattern of arising, growing, dissipating, becoming something else. I see that a thought has origins in other thoughts, in circumstances, in sensations, body feelings, etc. I see that a thought also produces other thoughts, feelings, and sensations. A thought, even a well-established thought pattern, is impermanent, is born of conditions, and dissolves into other conditions. Now I play with the distance, the intensity of this awareness of a thought or a thought pattern. The thought can be here, and my awareness of it can be very close or quite distant. I can even have the thought and have no awareness of it, which is kind of what we do normally. So I observe my capacity of the awareness of my thoughts, the fluctuating awareness, the coming closer, more in contact, and less in contact with awareness of the thought. as I come closer with my awareness to the thought and the feelings it produces in me, I can feel that I am this awareness of the thought. I am this awareness of this feeling. This is different than I am this feeling, where the feeling takes over. This is the awareness of the thought takes over. And as with the breath, I can ask if the thought and me are one. The thought can only happen if I am there, if I am alive, and if I have a mind. I am here because I have thoughts, because I have a mind. It is part of the definition of me. In some way, my thoughts and I are one. And in some way, a thought is not me, and I am not just this thought. I sit holding that a thought or a feeling and I are both one, are both the same, and are different. Letting go of even awareness, just sitting with all possibilities open, sitting with no observation, no object, no agenda, just sitting